Well, hey family, this is Darlene. Wanted to thank you for stopping by the Jury by BDK YouTube channel. I know you didn't come here for a sermon. So here's the video, and we'll talk soon.
Well, hey family, happy Thursday. This is Darlene. Let's do a couple more boxes, and I call them stash boxes. So I'm doing a lot of these boxes because I'm thinking I might even do some things in June because I did get a couple of invitations to do a. One of them is an NAACP event that's up north, and I've done that one before, and it was pretty good. It did pretty good. So my thought is to make a lot of the boxes because the boxes always sell really well. So I'm thinking to do some boxes, and then by the end of the week I'll decide. Well, today is Thursday, but by the end of the week I'll decide if I want to go ahead and participate in that one event up north. And then there's another something that's coming up here in San Diego that I might actually do. I've never done this particular one that's in San Diego, so I don't have any idea what the foot traffic is going to be like. So I got to do a little research and find out about that one. But I'll see. But what I'm doing is I'm going to. Are these two different browns? Oh yeah, this is two different browns. I think I'm going to use. They almost look the same. Look, but I'm going to use the light cinnamon. And the reason I'm going to use a light cinnamon paint is because I'm going to use this picture. So I already went ahead and cut the picture out just to save time. And just going to go ahead and do this. I got 2 emails about the black box that I did in the previous video. That one box that I did on camera, that is already sold to somebody, but I can do, I am going to do a couple more of those just like those, and I'm going to put them on the website because somebody was asking about those. So I'll put a couple of those on the website in addition to some other designs. So I'm just going to go ahead and start painting, and I'm just, for ease, I'll just pour the paint inside of the box, and then I'm going to just start painting it this way. So because of the picture, I'm using brown paint. And when you're doing this, if you're doing, make sure you get all the corners, and sometime even if you have to go back over it to paint it so it'll look nice and complete, you might have to do that. And they're really easy to do. And that's the thing too. If you are a creative person in the sense you know how to draw, man, it's limitless for you. I just don't know how to draw. If I knew how to draw, these little boxes would be something else. They would be on a whole nother level. I just don't know how to draw. Oh my goodness, that would be the coolest thing ever, wouldn't it? If I knew how to draw, couldn't stop me. I like the way this brown is looking. And the one thing about this paint, it does dry pretty quickly. So we're just going to put our first coat on. And then I do have to let this dry. And if it's not all the way dry by the time I finish painting all this, I'll have to do the second part of the video. So I just want to make sure that the paint is nice and even in the inside. Just go over it. You can use a brush if you want to, but I like to use these little sponge thingies because they tend to cover a lot more space when, when I'm painting. And they just seem easier to use. So we're going to put a little bit more paint in here. And then I need to go back over right here in that little corner. Put a little bit more on that side. And now we're just going to paint this side. And you can see how I just poured the paint in. Just go ahead and use the paint. And I always like to paint the inside first. You don't have to do that. You could always paint the outside if you want to. I just like to paint the inside first because I could always close the box and let the inside be drying, and I could, kind of paint the outside too. But this is a nice brown. Get those corners, because some corners be hiding out on you. And take some of that paint and go back over here. The insides, make sure you get the insides and them corners real good. And sometimes when you have a lot of paint, you can just go ahead and go on the outside like this. If you're able to do that. Because in here there's a lot of paint, so I need to use some of it. And I'm holding on to the little lever right here. And I'm painting on this table right here only because the table that I normally paint on, paint on and work on and do some other stuff like painting the beads and all that. It's just too much stuff over there. I have to move all that stuff around in order to be able to videotape over there. And I'm not going to do that. Then have to move all the stuff back. So I just want to go through here, make sure that paint looks like nice and even. And then we're going to use what we got on here on the outside like that. So we're able to get this part done because we had a lot of paint, so we just can't let all that paint sit in there like that. Around those edges, back in there if you need to. And if you still see that you got a lot of excess paint, for those of you that know how to paint, you pretty much already know how to do this. So I'm not telling you anything you don't know. So just gonna paint around. I should be able to get some in the front. And if you need to do another layer on it just to make it look good for you, then by all means do that. And also, if you want to use some type of gloss or finish to give it some type of shine, you can do that. I normally don't do that though, because when you start putting all the sealants and the shine and the gloss on it, then you have to charge more for them. So for me, I try to make them just a nice little attractive box. That's a nice little attractive price, and generally, they sell really well like that. So this is what this is for now. So I'm gonna close this. Oops. And I might be able to, let me see. I might be able to paint this. Oh no, it ain't gonna work. So I'm gonna have to let this dry all the way, and then I will be back, and then I'll finish the rest of the box. Okay, so what I did is I went ahead, painted the whole box. I didn't do the bottom, and I probably won't paint the bottom on this one, but went ahead, and then I might go back and paint it. But then I just painted the rest of the box, let it all dry, and then I do see a couple of spaces. I'm gonna go back like right here, and then like a little bit right here, and then I can see up in the corners and stuff it's not completely dry, and that's okay because I'm only working on the outside. So with the outside, I am going to put this picture on. So we're gonna put this picture on, we're gonna draw some little decorations and stuff on here, and then we just gonna go from there. Like I said, I'm gonna more than likely do an event for Juneteenth. So I want to make sure to have anytime I take these boxes with me, these boxes sell completely out. I mean, they're some of the first things to sell when I'm out and about, um, when I take these with me to sell. So they are really good sellers. And then you'd be amazed of the different things that people think about that they can use the boxes for. And like I said, decoration is just one of them. They mix in really good with decor. They're good for keepsakes. You can put little jewelry in if you got tickets for a show coming up, or just like little trinkets, or like anything that's small enough. And then, like I said, people use them for as their medicinal boxes. They use them for maybe tobacco, like just like a lot of different things. People use the things for. And people will say something about what they're gonna use it for, and I'll be like, man, I never thought about that. But and I am going to and when you're doing this, if you do some of these, you want to make sure that you get the corners like really good, because you want that the picture to lay down and stick good. So I put one layer of Mod Podge so that the picture can adhere to the box. And then I put another layer of Mod on top of the picture. And then that secures it. That secures it to the box. So we want to get the edges. We want to make sure we put enough on here. And again, if you wanted to put some type of varnish or something on the boxes to give them a nice little shine, you can do that. I generally don't do that because the box looks pretty enough. And I have done it, but I just find that I would have to charge more for the boxes, because of course there's more work going into the boxes. And if I can, sell them like how they are, which I do, that works for me. So, and people like them. So, and then this is how this is. So we got our amach, and then we got our picture. I'm gonna try to lay this on here the best that I can. Here's where the true test comes in. trying to get it on the box perfectly. And I can see a couple of places where I'm going to have to trim it. This side being one. And then I'm going to just let it lay on top of here for the moment. And as long as I don't see like bumpiness on the paper, like once oh, let me close this. Ooh, I would hate for this to fall over, right? Be having Mosh Podge all over the place, Lord. And we definitely don't want that. I'm gonna just, until I can get to some water, I'm gonna just try to get all the Mod out of this until I can finish with the video. That way it won't get hard. So, and then I don't want to see any wrinkles or anything in the paper. So I usually let it just sit on here like this. And you can see like right here, I need to trim it. And I will usually cut it just a little bit bigger than the box. And I'll do that on purpose, just so I don't cut it too small. And I'm like, that'll be a wasted picture. So I always cut it just a little bit bigger than what I need. So then that way I can go back like what I'm doing now and just trim it. And this is best when you use those little bitty small scissors. I don't have none, but this works out well for me. So, and then I think there's a little bit need to be trimmed right here. Okay, and that's good. I think there's a little bit right here. And then that's good. So then we got our top. And I'm going to just start just kind of rubbing it a little bit, making sure that my ends are definitely stuck on like they should be. And depending on how sticky the Mod is, the picture will generally just lay right on pretty good, and you don't have to do anything to let it dry. But there are times will do this to it just to make sure that it's nice and sticky. And then this is what this looks like so far with this picture. And then what we can do is, do I got an orange? I got an orange up here. If we want to do some type of designs, like maybe a square. Right. And remember, I am not a drawer, so I'm just going to do what I'm going to do. Just to add some type of little flair. To the box. So we have the orange, and then we're going to do another different color, and we can take it all the way around, or we can just kind of do these on the sides, which I think I'm going to do. And remember, it's like whatever you want yours to look like is what you want yours to look like. And these are paint pens. And then I'm going to just put these on the side like that. And then for the front, I'm going to do some other type of designs, and I'm going to use some different colors. I don't have a black paint pen. I have no idea what happened to the black paint pen at all, period. So we'll use, let's see, this pen right here. And we can use this small pen. And then I'll come back and do some other type of decorations on that. And then we'll do the other side. And then we got that like that, but then we're gonna do something different on the front. So we got the sides like that. And then we can use another color. I wish I had black or I don't know what happened to the black pen or the white pen, or but with this we can actually just put another color in it inside of that. And that's what that looks like so far for this particular box. And then we can take our, y'all want to use this green pen around the front? Oh, let me see something. I think I want to use the brighter, this one right here, to like maybe do, let's do like some circles. So I'm going to try to keep my fingers steady. We're going to do that, and then what we're going to do, we're going to put circles inside of circles. And remember, if you a person that knows how to draw, man, you can get away with a lot doing this. And then we're going to use another color. All the colors we've been using. And then this is going to be pretty much like the front. So we'll have all these colors on here. And then we're going to use another color. We're going to do like a little pink. Now the pink act like it don't want to work. It's not bright enough, so we're going to have to use a different color. Let's try the purple. So we do the purple. Okay, and then that's what the front looks like, and then we're going to put something up here. And I'm going to use the bright, this one. And I'm going to just kind of take it and do like little waves or something. And this will be on the front. And then we can also like kind of do it on the side. And then we'll do it on this side. So you can see it looks like it all runs together. And then the bottom down here, we need to put another circle. And it's like really easy and simple to make them look like really very unique, very different. And it starts with the picture that you're going to use. And if you do some of these and sell them out and about, come back and let me know how they did. Because they generally sell really well, especially if the quality, you know, if you really put the quality into them, because they're very unique, they're very different. And I am going to go ahead and paint the bottom. And then also for this one, I'm going to show you. So what I do is oh, this is the other one that I did. So I did this one. And I'm going to be doing a whole bunch more of these. So I didn't paint the bottom. I'm probably go back and paint the bottom. But what I normally do is sign them. So you can see right here where I signed it. And I usually use a gold metallic pen to sign right here. It just adds a nice little flair to it. Also with this one, you can see where I signed it right here. And it just adds a nice little flair to it. Now this is the box that a lot of people were asking me about already. This one is already sold, but I am going to put a couple of these on the website. So I'm going to do a couple more of these today. And these are going to go on the website later today. So that's that one. And then this one is a new one. This one is, I'm going to put it on the website, but I'm going to also take it with me if it doesn't sell by June for that event. These are going to be on the website. So all the new ones that I'm making are going to be on the website. And this is the inside of it. And these are my stash boxes. So this is what this looks like. And I put the Mod, just a thin layer of Mod on it. And that's to protect the picture. And then that's this one. And then we got this one. So this one I'm going to go ahead and finish up. And then we'll put whatever we're going to put on the back right here. Like maybe just some waves. And it does not take a whole lot. So I'm going to do that, but then I'm going to come back with a different color. And then we'll just put some here, here, a couple there. And then this is the back. And then I want to put one more color. And I think I'm going to use the purple. And then I just want to kind of put dots. And you can see how you can just go ahead and make it happen. Nothing to it. Just gonna dot it up. And then that's gonna be the back, just like that. So then we got a finished box. And then this is the top, and then we'll go ahead and put our layer of Mod Podge on it, and then we'll let it dry. Oh, and then the inside, and then I have to do the inside. Let's just do that now. Let's just go with orange. And if you want to take the time to draw like little symbols and stuff along this part right here, you know, by all means do that. It's all about what you want to do. And just remember, the more you put into it, the more you're going to have to charge for it. So you can make it look as wonderful as you want it to. Or not. So let's do, you can see how easy it is to decorate the inside. And then that's going to be the inside. And then I'm going to take the purple and I'm going to just go ahead and put some dots kind of like here and there. Just kind of all over. Let me see, do I see another little naked space in there somewhere? Okay, so this is the inside. We got the inside done. And remember, I don't never put anything at the bottom. And plus, some of this in the inside is still a little bit wet. So I'm going to let that dry. And I don't like to put anything down here. You can put some type of paper down here or fabric or something if you wanted to, just to add a little something else. But remember, the more you do to the box, the more you got to charge for the box. So then we got the little decorations here. We're going to go ahead and close it. And then this is what it looks like on the outside. I am going to go ahead and paint the bottom brown. And then we have our picture on the top. And we're just going to go ahead and mod it real quick. And I use the glossy. And I generally will put just one. And before you mod the outside, like the top, make sure that the picture is nice and tacky and it's sticking. Because if it's not dry on the bottom, when you put this mod on the top, it'll start making the paper wrinkly. So you got to make sure that it's actually dry before you put this top layer on. And then we're just going to put one nice layer. Not too much, just enough to give it a nice protective topping. And make sure you get those corners good. Nothing like having it. And when you look at it, it literally looks like the picture was painted on to the box. So if you didn't tell somebody that it wasn't painted on, they really wouldn't even know because it looks like it's painted on. Okay. So we got that. Nice little layer on there. And then we're just going to let this dry. And I am going to be making more of these because I'm going to be doing some stuff with them. So that's this one. So we got all our little decorations. We did the back. We got our inside. Got our little layer. And then once this dry, I'm going to go ahead and sign it like I did the other one. So we got that one. We got this one. And you can see how pretty that looks. It looks like it was literally painted on. So you can't You know, if you was to look at this up close and personal, you couldn't even tell. So then that's the inside of this one. And I will paint the bottom of this one too. So once, yeah, all this is dry, so I will do that. I'll go ahead and paint the bottom of this too. In fact, I'm gonna do that real quick. And then that way this could be just drying. So we'll just go ahead and paint this real quick. So then I don't even have to come back to it. It'll just be all the way done. And then that only means this one will sit and dry. And I'll probably just put just one layer because it's on the bottom, so it really don't make a whole lot of difference because it's on the bottom. Make sure you get them corners real good and have nothing showing. And then that is the back of it. Just that fast, and then we'll go ahead and let this just dry. Put it on here nice and even, because I did put enough paint on here for that. Make sure nothing is running over the sides like what I just did right here. And make sure. So we're just gonna let this dry, and then this one is finished. And that's all it needed was the bottom done. So now we're just gonna let it dry. And I don't like the lid on the front like that, so I'm gonna just let it sit up like this. So then this one, I don't like to let it sit on the front like that because the Mod is on there, and you know how sometimes Mod will stick, so I don't want it to stick on anything and possibly mess up the picture. So I generally will put it on the side like that. And then we got our last one here, so we got 3 done. So anyway, I'll probably will come back with some of the other ones that I do. If you guys want to see those, if you don't want to see those, if you do want to see them, let me know in the comment section. If you want to see me create more and paint more and do the different designs on them and the different pictures, just let me know that, and I'll do videos because I am going to be working on these for a minute. But anyway, Darlene, not for Drew by BDK. It's a beautiful Thursday. I hope everybody is having a good day. And guess what? We'll talk.